Oh, yes.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at Transformers Cyberverse Deluxe class Megatron. This is the second figure in the new Deluxe wave for Cyberverse. And he's number 2 in the McAdam Build-A-Figure series. Specifically, he comes with McAdam's upper torso. So, if you don't know, the Deluxes are a new, more posable, more collector-friendly assortment of Cyberverse, meant for older kids, collectors. And they follow suit with the Marvel Legends line where, they come with a part of a Build-A-Figure toy. So we're going to take a look at Megatron today, and if you know how these things go, we're going to first look at his packaging, check out his instructions, then we're going to view Megatron's tank and robot modes. I'm going to do some comparisons with other Megatron toys, specifically from Cyberverse, and then at the end I'll give my final thoughts. So here you can see Megatron. He's very prominently displayed, though my copy, the head is turned to the side for some reason. It looks weird. He's got 2 Fire Blast effects, which can be used in various ways, and they are compatible with the Siege Fire Blast too, so that's always cool. You can see his fusion cannon down here, and then you got the big old chunk of McAdam there on the side. Over here you got your render of McAdam, so you can see what the finished product looks like. And then on the back you have renders of Megatron in both his tank and robot modes. He takes 24 steps to transform, which is impressive. That's like almost twice as many as the Optimus takes. And then shows that you can recreate his fusion mega shot ability or attack from the show. It's like basically just have him hold on to both sides of his fusion cannon. Whatever works. And then down here you see the rest of the McAdam assortment. And on this side, just Decepticon art of your 3 main baddies of the show. Alright, here's Megatron's instructions. See, it's got a picture of him doing his little fusion blast attack thingy on the front. And then right here, you have his transformation from robot to tank. It's like the first half of it. It's continued on this side. You can see it's fairly elaborate for a Cyberverse toy. Shows you where to store his weapons and his cannon and all that, how to do his little special attack. And then it shows that he comes with the upper torso of the McAdam figure, which we can see right here. And this is the coolest part of the figure, I think, out of this wave. You can see he's got like a wheel on the back. He's got exhaust stacks here, or smoke stacks. So he definitely is supposed to turn into some kind of truck. And he's got this kind of elaborate windshield chest that's nice and painted. So, shaping up to be pretty interesting. Alright, now we have Megatron's tank mode. You can see I have his little fire blast effect attached to the cannon. Now the tank mode itself doesn't do much. It's not very posable. Then again, none of the Cyberverse Megatrons have had posable tank modes. Undercarriage is pretty ugly, honestly. A lot of robot parts going on. But what's cool is the top side. It's interesting because it kind of looks like a tank that this character shouldn't be able to turn into. Just because of the way the panels line out, it almost, in a way, looks like that gun mode that Megatron had in the Combiner Wars cartoon. There's just some crazy laser pistol thing that his body couldn't possibly configure into. It's kind of the vibe I get from this. Just the kind of fully covered, angled, plated appearance that he's got. Maybe it's just me. So in addition to his main cannon here, he's got these little like missile pods that are actually detachable. So you can choose to move them around if you want, but the default placement is right there in this mode. And as far as rolling, okay. Not great. He has 2 wheels and then like a roller in the back. So could be better. But he's light enough to where he glides along the surface pretty smoothly anyway. So yeah, he is a brick of a tank, but at least an aesthetically pleasing brick. Now as far as his competition here within Cyberverse, you've got the Ultimate class, which is obviously the big one. You got the Spark Armor Megatron toy, and then you have the Warrior class toy. And I will say right now that these two are very sorry excuses for tanks. I mean, they're just kind of Megatron doing yoga and laying down and just look really awful. Utilize almost the same exact transformation scheme. And yeah, I mean, there's no question that these two don't even come close to competing. Now, this one, the Ultimate, while it is a very different take on the tank mode, as you can see, it is very cool in its own right. It's very solid looking, looks like a big old war machine. It does have the cool gimmick here with a little flip out, like, I don't know, hyper blast mode thing. And overall, I'd say it just kind of comes down to aesthetics as far as which one of these is better in this mode. Right, it's transformation time. So we're going to start by removing his accessories. So go ahead and take the cannon off, take his little missile pod things off of here, and we're going to separate this, fold these out, snap into place. I'm going to bring his feet out and close these panels up to complete his legs. Right, next, you're going to rotate his legs all the way around on the thigh swivel here, not at the waist, like so. Now we're going to come and separate this whole... Whoop, I pulled too hard, ripped his arm off. Alright, well, you separate this whole section here from his body, and we'll see him like that. Now, you just fold this panel down, fold these in, and then you're going to rotate the top half of his abdomen, like so, and then push that shut. His whole backpack should come into place like that. Next, you are going to bring his arms down, let's say about this much, and then these tread pieces you're going to fold up, out of the way. Go ahead, fold these bits in until they don't really go anymore. Same thing here, just kind of fold these down. So yeah, fairly simple transformation, not too much to it. It is a bit flimsy, so just be careful not to pop his arm off like I did. All right, and that is kind of his base robot mode right there. Then, of course, you take his fusion cannon, use this gray post to attach it to his forearm, like so. Make it look nice. Now you want to attach his missile pods to his legs, and the way the instructions show it is, if you look inside, you got kind of this alternating pattern of like 1, 2, 1, 2. You want them oriented where the set of 2 are on the top end as they're plugged in. So like this, not like that. All right, so now you got your Megatron all set up. And now you're probably realizing that he is a flimsy mess. Probably wondering how they call this a $20 toy, because you'd be right. I don't know what it is about Megatron toys lately, whether it's in Siege or Cyberverse, but they always seem to lack in quality compared to some of the other toys out there. And this guy's kind of no exception. He's got these very loose ball joints that I just can't believe passed like QC. Even the head is pretty loose. Biceps are probably the only tight ball joints on him. Hips are loose. Does at least have a thigh swivel, knees, ankle tilt, all that. Does have wrist swivel, albeit very tight wrist swivel. That's there. And yeah, I don't know. I feel disappointed with him. Like, he's good. He's better than the other Megatrons in Cyberverse, but he could have been so much better. I mean, his shoulder can't even support the weight of his fusion cannon, just flops down there. So that's awesome. Speaking of the fusion cannon, if you want, now's the time to attach his fire blast effects. These are actually 2 pieces. So you have one that kind of looks like battle damage. You see a lot on the Siege toys. So you like plug it into part of his body, make it look like he's taking laser fire. You have just more of a standard laser beam. We're going to keep them together and attach it right here to his fusion cannon. And that way he can, go around blasting Autobots and all that. If you can get him to hold his arm up long enough. So yeah, you got your standard kind of set up for his fusion cannon, or you have his special attack here, where you get him to hold on to the side handles here of that cannon. And basically just have him hold it forward and do, I guess, a more powerful blast or something. Not really sure what this achieves, but it looks cool, I guess. I guess it's meant to mimic that same little attack that his Ultimate Class toy does. But, I don't know, it looks alright. Does look fairly dangerous like this, and at least now he can hold his cannon up without his arm flopping around. Here's our comparison shot with the other Megatrons. Again, you got your Ultimate, Spark Armor, and Warrior. Now, looking at this honestly just makes me sad because none of these are really very good. Your Ultimate, while big and bulky, has almost no surface detailing, and he's an unposable brick. So he's not very fun to play with. This guy has the most posability out of all of them, being primarily ball joints and stuff. But aesthetically, he's just not really great. In fact, he looks more like a G1 Megatron toy than a Cyberverse one, with his proportions and smaller head. And then you got your Warrior, who, while looking good in a static position, is very short on posability himself. So I mean, this arm doesn't really even pose. You can only really move this one around. And overall, just none of them I think are really great. Your new Deluxe class, while he is the most fleshed out, he's got the most moving parts and all that, he just is a very, very floppy, light, kind of hollow feeling toy. Plus he's got the weird tread thing going on his shoulders, which I hate that. It's grossly inaccurate to how the character's supposed to look. He's got some nice paint applications right here, all little lights and stuff. But yeah, I'm really disappointed with the way this turned out. I think out of this new wave of Deluxe toys, he is my least favorite by far. He doesn't feel like a Deluxe class toy. He doesn't feel like $20 worth of a figure. Even though he comes with a piece of McAdam, even McAdam doesn't feel like a proper Build-A-Figure. He's really, really hollow and cheap. And, I wish I could have more positive things to say about this guy, but I really can't. Optimus, I thought was okay, he's alright. Bumblebee, I thought was great. Best one we've ever gotten for Cyberverse. Shockwave, well, we'll get to him, but I promise you I'll like him more than Megatron. So yeah, this guy is a big, big disappointment. They could have done so much better. So my final thoughts on him are not great. Should you get him? Not really. I guess if you don't already have a Cyberverse Megatron, sure, why not? What's the harm? But there's no imperative to get this guy because you're going to be very disappointed with him. The only imperative I would feel to collecting him would be to finish McAdam. But other than that, yeah, he's just yet another lackluster Cyberverse Megatron. Though I know that is just how I feel. Maybe I'm being overly negative on him, maybe I'm looking at him through the wrong lens, but I'd love to know what you guys think. Love to be convinced I'm wrong about him. He's actually a wonderful figure. So, just let me know what you think down in the comments section. If you did enjoy this review, make sure to toss a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you are liking this content. If you want to see more of this content, or anything else I put out, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always get a heads up when I post something new. And thank you for joining me for this very disappointing look at the new Megatron toy. And with that said, I will see you next time.